Labour Prime Minister could be in this room or in this borough. I certainly hope so, because after all, we do have a tradition of having Labour leaders. And indeed, a very famous one ended up becoming Prime Minister. Great Kevin Attlee. So we are very proud here in the East End, both in terms of what we have today in our diversity, which is our great strength, and our history and our heritage. And I know you've already heard from another history maker, Tan Desi MP, our first male Sikh heritage MP. He's phenomenal. I mean, I'm sorry that he had to go. He is phenomenal, and we are so proud of him. And of course, you will hear from one of our very own. Whatever Wes Streeting goes on to do, we can take credit for it, because he is a Stepney boy through and we are incredibly proud of the work you've done before you went into Parliament in the NUS, and of course campaigning for students, and of course since you joined Parliament. And I know that you are already, of course, holding the government to account on health, and I very much hope that we will get into government and you'll be the next Health Secretary. Thank you, Wes, for joining us. I want to say a bit about the elephant in the room. Some people have already mentioned it. And that is that, of course, I'm absolutely gutted that we lost the council. And I'm absolutely gutted that we lost the mayoralty. But to give you a bit of hope, I just want to take you back a bit, which is, of course, 2005, when we lost the parliamentary seat, when we lost it to George Galloway. And at the time, I remember on election night, in the count, feeling so despondent and devastated. And the next year, we saw a number of our Labour colleagues on the council lose their seats. So it got worse. And the subsequent years were not much easier. By 2010, after years of campaigning, with probably almost all of you, some of you are probably too young, but your parents were there campaigning, and some of you I did recruit when you were about 5, so thank you for joining from an early age. We won the seat, my seat, back from George Galloway's Respect Party in 2010. People forget that this was a Labour game. I'm not boasting, but at the time we won it, and thanks to my team, particularly my long-suffering agent, Graham Taylor. Why am I telling you this? Because after all of those battles, my constituency in the last election, despite the setbacks, we now have the second biggest majority in the country. That is credit to all of you. That's because of what you did. But of course in 2010, we lost the council, and again in 2014. But we won it back in 2015. And then of course there were a few general election defeats along the way, and so on. Okay, so it's up and down, and I'm incredibly hopeful that the only way forward is winning. We are going to win this council back, and we are going to win the next general election if we all pull together and work hard. And I know you will. You've shown, even when we're at our lowest because of defeat, we've picked up, pulled together, and then we fought back and we won. So this campaign begins now. The fight back to win the council back, to win the mayoralty back, and before that, of course, the most important election coming up is the next general election. We've all got to make sure we win.